Hello everyone, welcome to a new journey, Tech Talk 360, unveiling one bite at a time. So today we have a very special guest on board. None other than Shivalatha Sivasundaram, the founder of Training Labs Private Limited. To start off with just a small intro about you, Shivalatha. Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, Rasal. I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Doing well, doing good, doing good. First of all, thank you very much for accepting the invitation for this show. And
My pleasure.
just a small intro on what we are going to talk today. So, just it's just like the Tech Talk 360, it doesn't fit to one frame, but we always try to bring in the main aspects and segments that is there for the future and how we can, make the youth future fit and how they can be smart towards the future. So today we are going to ask and get some intro and tips from Shivi, and then so basically what we name this as how to be corporate fit for the future among with the new tech that is coming in. So let's listen to words from you, Shivi. Yeah.
Hi, Rasal. Thank you for having me. So, I'm Shivi. You can call me Shivi. I'm a corporate trainer as well as a communication strategist. I have been in the industry, specifically banking industry, for almost 2 decades. It's been a while, and I'm also proficient in corporate banking and risk management as well as marketing areas throughout my career. I've been focused on developing initiatives to enhance customer growth and client improvements, as well as strategically crafting branding as well as communication related aspects. So, yeah, that's me in short.
That is some amazing intro and a person you are. So we'll just jump off in. So can you like walk us through your professional journey as a corporate trainer and a marketing strategist? And also we can just talk about what like motivated you to pursue this career in this dynamic field. Like it's just different. Like you have been just strategies, communications and stuff like that. So just walk us through that so our viewers also can get a small idea on that while we move on.
Sure. So, my career journey, has been quite interesting actually, because I was supposed to be a neurosurgeon. That was my dream those days. So I had my biology sorted out during my A level, and then I was so keen into getting into medicine. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way I wanted. So, and I mean, so many people you would have heard, right? You study
Yes.
something and then you become something else, right? So I'm one of those.
Yeah.
I'm one of those, and I was actually pissed off that I couldn't get into medicine. So I just didn't want to, do any second shy or anything like that. And then I directly started learning marketing. Because to be honest, during like I'm talking about like 15, 20 years back, medicine and engineering and accountancy was the famous ones. The rest of it was not that so, but I was not into those things. So I was like, fine, I'm going to getting into something which suits me. Got into marketing actually, studied marketing, and then I did my post grad and all. Then I got into a banking institution. So my throughout my career, I've been navigating around 3 banks so far. So my roots were from customer relations, then moved into corporate banking. Then finally, I moved into marketing and communications as well. So I had handled sales and marketing, I handled credit, I handled risk, general banking, have been to the branches. So sort of handled it all. But when you ask about my transition in the from banking career to, uh, from banking to corporate trainer, actually, the roots of my journey stretch back almost 30 years. Surprising that I'm not that old though. But well, rewind about 30 years back to my school days. My Sinhala speaking buddies wanted to learn Tamil, and in exchange,
Oh.
they taught me Sinhala too in the process. So I think that's where my training story actually began. So throughout my career, mentors and I had some awesome bosses. They actually identified my passion and talent. I'm so grateful for that. I had HR mentors, managers who actually helped me also to harness my potential, guiding me into roles as an internal trainer with the institutions I've joined to. And I'm also grateful the chance to train externally while pursuing my professional duties. So I always harbored a desire for independence and control over my time. And I think that's how all these experiences led to me here where I am today.
That's brilliant. I mean, you mentioned about having that awesome bosses who guides you always. That's an amazing thing. Also, let's just since like the youth is listening to this, let's just talk about how you balance the roles, how you balance between being a banker and then a corporate trainer, and how you work with these companies, like to achieve their overall business objectives. Balancing the roles. Let's just talk about that as well.
Well, juggling my roles as a banker and a corporate trainer was all about finding that sweet spot for like a smooth blend, making sure both side plays nicely and work towards the big picture for me. So bringing my banking wisdoms into training sessions was a game changer. I actually crafted content result which covered marketing, corporate banking, relationship management, risk management, hitting all the bullseye for the business needs. So what I did was trying to in the real world stories for my banking days made the training sessions actually hit home. So because I was doing lecturing, I'm a visiting lecturer at the Institute of Bankers of Sri Lanka as well. So I've seen even though my industry is banking, I've been fortunate enough to navigate through or rather having networks over more than my industry, I would say. I was a corporate banker too, I will mention. So I used to deal with a lot of different clientele. It could be I have served a PETA client who is an onion trader, and I have also served a multinational who is into multinational who is into international business too, international trading. So I have seen both the extreme and the spectrums. So which actually more than the banking, I've acquired knowledge in terms of different industry throughout my corporate banking. So I would say that is helping, and it helped along the way. So nailing the time game was key, I would say. Because I divided my time between banking tasks and my training sessions, giving each attention that they deserve. Because I believe most of the people say, I don't have time. That's something that most of them say. I mean, doesn't mean the people who are in the 50s or 40s or even the Gen Zs. Sometimes we always say that we don't have time. But from my point of view, that is the only thing under your control. See, everyone has 24. How you divide it, it's up to you. So
Yeah.
I've been a hustler. I mean, I've been dividing my time equally, and where I had to, giving the attention that they deserved as well. So it's not about just ticking the boxes. It's also about creating a vibe of constant learning, boosting your customer connections, syncing up training with organizations' big goals. Long story short, I found the magic that made the both worlds shine. So, and it was a best mix, I would say, because it complemented each other. So it was never competing. I think those experience counted, and that what gave me the confidence to move up my ladder on my own. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's like how that is the best way, to use the valuable time and, balance each other and grow yourself as
Absolutely.
well.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's not like you get it all, not like that. It's just about how you prioritize stuff, how you, if there's a will, there's a way. If not, you'll get excuses. That's my favorite quote to say, but then it's true too. So, for example, if a friend calls you, you want to call back, you could say, okay, I don't have time now. Or you say, just take the call and say, give me 2 minutes, I'll come back to you, and you actually call that friend. Or if a friend that you don't really care about, you technically sometimes don't call them at all, right?
The
So it's
call
about
later never comes. The
it
call
never comes. So
later.
it's all about your perception, how important that person or the task to you. So that's about it. Yeah.
That's next up, my favorite part. So since Shivi, now we know it's like the world is emerging using new tech, AI is coming into play, all like everything is smart. I don't, people are so smart, but like, the technology is also getting smarter.
Of course.
Uh, so now since you have many roles and experiences, the businesses are developing using new technology. So how do you like stay adaptable with tech and always like you work with youth? So what do you have to say the youth in approach to change the changes, training, and to use this technology and then to use them effectively and like in a good way for them as well as the workplace that they work, to be honest and work effectively to save time and then bring in new ideas. So how does this new tech and adaptability and all this work? I
Well,
mean, it's a
Rasal,
bit
I would.
long question.
Yeah, I know, but it's an important question actually
Yeah,
because say tech is like a double-edged sword. Like specifically AI coming in, it is a double-edged sword, and people those days, I mean, still there is a issue where tech or not the I would say specifically if you put say, AI is replacing humans. It's true there is a certain percentage, but I would say it's like a powerful weapon in a corporate's hand. If you know how to use it, if you know how to wield that weapon, it'll support you in a war. That's all I would say. That the war that you are in with, or the competition that you are in, if definitely there are certain percentages of job are at a risk, because for example, content creation has been a specific task, a task that only a small number of percentage people, even though people know understand English, right? Not everyone but can write a book or write something like that. It has an
yeah,
eloquence, it has that flow of words, everyone, it's a creativity. But with, for example, the famous chat GPT and all, everyone's a content creator these days, right?
yeah,
So but it's like this, you can create the content through ChatGPT. That's no problem. But how you present it, uniqueness, because I and you, if you, I'm not quite sure whether you understand how the ChatGPT engineering works, right? Some texts
yeah,
understand. So
yeah,
it picks from the external data, if I put in a simple way, and then it regenerates. So sometimes there are a million chances, and yours and mine somewhere down the lane may sound same. So even if
yeah,
you
true.
go to say if you go to an interview, for example, and if you get a computer in front of you and they give you, okay, Rasal, go ahead and write this article, uh, write a article as an examination. Definitely, if there's a computer, you can do chat GPT, whip up something, and you write it. Anyone can do that. But you give the organizations give you a pen and a paper and ask you to write. Can you do that? Can you? Do you have the same confidence when you have the chat GPT with you to write the same essay? You might be not. You definitely may. You may be good at your writing. You may, if you are actually a talented person
Yeah,
in content writing, within like 15 20 minutes, 200 300 words essay is ready. But if you are solely relying on tech for your success, that is a dangerous thing, because not everything and everyone shouldn't be relying on tech. I would say it has to be used responsibly. It has to be used. I'm just giving an example of ChatGPT only, okay? But there are so many
yeah,
things in
yeah,
terms of tech that
true.
we're doing. But it's all about how smart we are and how smart we should be using tech for your advantage, not to misuse it. So,
Yeah,
in the fast-paced business world, being tech savvy is one of my secret sauce, I would say. I speak three languages, all three languages: Sinhala, Tamil, and English. I also do creative thinking, handle projects, makes presentation, but I ensure I all do everything, and I tend to incorporate tech at any given time. That's how I do. For example, even if I go to a presentation, I do trainings, right? Corporate trainings.
yeah,
I have backups. For example, in those backups, I have a physical backup and a technical backup. For example, physically, I print the presentations and have it with me. Why? What if a power goes off? What if my laptop doesn't work? I cannot be relying on the tech, because tech can actually make a mess at a crucial moment. So you shouldn't rely on that. But what I do, I also have a tech backup where I do it in my pen drive. I put it in my cloud. I store it in my PC. Sometimes email myself. Very simple, but
yeah,
that has
true.
saved me so many times. So having a physical backup as well as a conventional backup, let me put it that way, and a tech backup. So something like that. I always find ways and avenues to do that. So to the young guns tuning in, here's my tip: think tech as your buddy, not a roadblock. I mean, Russell, how often you read a newspaper? Honest answer. Have you ever read
I
a
think
newspaper?
I have read a
You have.
newspaper when someone says that, there's something or someone in the
Ah,
newspaper.
there we go. So you don't do that on a weekly basis, right? You don't do that on a
Yeah,
weekly
yeah,
basis.
yeah,
But somehow you get information, correct?
yeah, true.
You see apps. Probably you would have subscribed to so many apps,
Yeah.
so many online. But that doesn't matter as long as you get the news. How you get the news, irrespective. So maybe it can be a physical medium. It can be a digital medium. Digital media marketing and digital press. It's increasingly popular. So it's about how you create and how you leverage tech to your advantage to move. That's all.
So at the end of the day, there is always two good. There's a bad side and a good side. I mean, if you use it in the good way, I mean, you can go great way. If you use it in a bad way, you will face the consequences. I think we can come to that conclusion, right, Shivi?
Definitely, definitely. And it's in your hand, basically.
All right, that's some perfect advice for the young guns out here. And also, this is also like one of my favorite parts of the podcast. So, Shivi, I mean, down the lane, you have had so many experiences, like I mentioned earlier. So, this is something I wanted to ask. So, what are the challenging situations that you have had, and how you overcame them? Like, what you faced, and the consequences you had, and how faced those stuff, and the valuable lesson learned, and what you can give, the viewers and the youth here, to like, be safe and take the risk, but do it in a properly planned way, or how you overcame the challenges and stuff like that.
So you're referring to
Let's
a
have a small
general
chat.
sense, or you are wanted to, you're asking just about general sense of what I have gone through, sort of a
Uh,
life advice, sort of a thing.
yeah,
What exactly?
something like that. Yeah, maybe we can
Okay,
link it to the roles you had also a bit. We can do that.
okay. Okay, if I could say a few things in terms of my career, as I told you, I've been in corporate banking and the banking related aspects majority. This is also something that I think will be a little bit of a advice for the youngsters if that's what they wanted to have a look at it. Majority of my career, I was into corporate banking aspects. So when I was starting to feel around, this person specifically mentioned that I was not cut out to be a banker or a corporate banker specifically. I don't write well, and this is, my service aspect is not good. I talk too much, and so many things. So sometimes constructive criticism is very good. It's always better. But sometimes you also need to be smart. I do identify what is constructive criticism and also who's trying to bully you. You know what I mean? So I was really down and out. And but then I thought, okay, let's take this as a challenge. Maybe I'm bad. Maybe. You never know. But what if I'm good at it? I will not know until I try it. Correct? So I took that as a challenge and I moved up. And I was determined to become one of the best corporate bankers. Gen Zs, some they're in a different caliber altogether. They are not like the current people. They probably, I don't know, whether tell me whether you heard it too sometimes. They need more responsibility to take in. Have you heard by any chance those words?
True. Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you why do you
True.
think that? Why do you think that? You need to be more serious. You need to be more serious in your careers. You need to be more. Why do you think that kind of a thing comes in? And do you think it's true?
Maybe we kind of lack some potential or that experience
No,
that.
not at all. Not at all. That's, I would say, obviously everyone lack at everything. I lack at so many things. No one is perfect. And I would say the other way, opposite, because Gen Zs are specifically nowadays Gen Zs. I'm not talking about my time, your time. Uh, uh, you guys are already informative. You're already informed. You've been so much. You're exposed to so many things. Sometimes, some people, some individuals have this misconception that sometimes you guys are always on the phone. Even my mom sometimes scolds me. You're like always on the phone, but doesn't mean that we are only Netflixing and we
Yeah,
are doing some. I'm into digital marketing, so I'm My entire work is in this phone. So I constantly am at phone. Doesn't mean that I'm idling. I'm working technically. So it's about how you perceive, and I would say Gen Zs have so much of potential. Some people may look at it as a intimidating factor. You guys intimidate them. Sometimes when you intimidate, and also more than that, sometimes the way you behave, the way you conduct your activities are different to the other generations. Yeah, so sometimes that
Yeah.
and it's not, definitely you need to understand what is constructivism. If it's not, and you strongly believe, no, this is not what I am, I have so much of potential, and this is just another bully, and I need to get over it, take that as a fuel to a fire, move on. Don't dwell in most of things. But I believe that's a super quality nowadays Gen Z's have.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just a small thing, Shivi. Why I just want to I just want to know about a bit about found the training lab also. Shall we
Sure.
just talk about that also?
Sure. So this one of the things that I sometimes some people need more. I wanted more, so I wanted something more on what I can you know give back to the society. Let me put it that way. And also, I truly believed I'm an educator. Let me put it that way. I'm a corporate trainer as well as an educator. I believe in coaching because I have received enough and more coaching throughout my this last 2 decades of my experience. I mentioned, like, I had some amazing bosses. I had some super mentors who actually coached me for who I am now. It didn't happen like overnight, and they saw my potential. I reached out to them. They were very patient with me. I'm a person who always ask questions. Okay, a lot of questions. They were so patient with me. There's so many people out there. If you reach out to them, they will help you. So, and during the process, I believe that I am a person also can give back to the society from what I've learned. So I've been already, as I told you, that 30 years of my training experience. Actually, during COVID, we everyone was at home, right? I was working too, but then I had so many spare time in my hand. I didn't know what to do with it. So this corporate training thing was in my sort of a retirement plan, actually. When I retire, I can do that, something like that. Yeah, so that was my
Hmm.
retirement plan. So, but then I was like, okay, I mean, I have some time in
Why
my
wait?
hand. Yeah, why wait? So let's just try it out. So the spoken Tamil. So always my friends tell me, Shivi, why don't you teach me Tamil? I need to know Tamil because it's not about just another thing, but it has so many interesting reasons to learn. Do you know Tamil, Razal, by any chance?
Uh, अरे, கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் தெரியா.
கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் தெரியும். Okay. So yeah, my first student, I don't want to mention names, but this particular student wants to impress a girl. Okay, so he was a Sinhalese person. The girl was a Tamil, and he
Oh,
he wanted to impress this girl. So that's why he actually started studying Tamil. So he was my first student actually. So then I met few individuals who were in corporates who wanted to enhance their network in the language Tamil. To professionally associate with their clients, to build their networks in. So then I started that online, entirely
oh,
online, and it just
oh,
skyrocketed. I'm probably in my 20th batch of spoken
oh.
Tamil. Yeah, it's been a while,
That,
and I also do have expats in Canada, Australia, and London, who's all expats, but their kids may not know Tamil. So
oh,
it's a huge issue, because if you are a Tamil person and if you're you don't know Tamil, your kids doesn't know Tamil, that's a problem. So they wanted them to learn Tamil, so I'd have that clientele also. So it's pretty interesting. So that started my the training sort of a thing, boosting it well, and I was anyway doing some trainings here and there. And I founded this training lab private limited this January, actually.
oh,
I specialize in communication, right? So communication is my bread and butter. I was used to be. So I do handle communication related training. That means presentation skills, public speaking, linguistic, like spoken Tamil and all. Then I also do one-on-one training with C-suite employees in their presentations groups. Then I also do another part of me, how to handle digital marketing to your own benefit. The question, something like you ask, for example, insurance salesperson wanted to know how to build their brand, personal branding, and how to do the digital marketing to their favor. So how to manage LinkedIn, for that matters, because some people would have seen result posting selfies in LinkedIn. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have come.
Yes,
Yeah,
because some people don't know how to treat social media in a
mm,
productive way. They treat
wait,
everything the same way. They treat
same way.
LinkedIn
Yeah,
also like the Insta way. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you have to know your social media, because that can make or break your entire professional career. So I do LinkedIn profiling or social media profiling to people who reach out to me, that segment. Then I also do handling the managing Gen Z's work life balance. I call it like a life work balance, because we should work to live, not live to work. Correct.
yeah,
So I always like
yeah.
the life work balance, those kind of activities. So, and relationship management is something like that. So basically, those are my scope. Communications and management, relationship management are my scope.
So if someone wants to be a bank and a corporate trainer like you, they can come again to you also, right?
Definitely. Definitely, I would love to help. So, I mean, there is no restriction. As I told you, I was supposed to be a neurosurgeon. Look at me, where I am. So, I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, it's about, uh, don't worry about, I would say, changing stuff. Some people have told me, like, you're doing everything, Shivi. Some people have told me that too. So what? A person can be good at so many things. So what? So, I mean, if it makes you happy, do it.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
think twice. I
exactly.
mean, you have to be responsible. You have to have the skill as well as the desire to do it. You may have the desire, but if you don't have the skill, you have to be practical too. I mean, you can
Yeah,
just, I can tell you, like, shoot for the stars, then you will aim at the coconut tree or something. But I mean, let's
yeah,
be practical. You need to have the skill. You need to have the desire toward it. Those two has to marry much. And then you need to be at the right place at the right time too. And you
yes.
have to meet a lot of people. So if you are a person who usually closed up, you're not much of a networking person, I would say that's why you need to change. And
Mhm.
if it's Gen Zs specifically, we are engrossed in our phones, right? So
Yeah,
sometimes, we don't want to get out. Let's be honest. Sometimes even I don't want to get out. Like, that's the comfy zones. But that's where we need to sometimes move on. We need to network more. We need to be present ourselves more. Public speaking is something that you need to have more. The more you have those, automatically you'll attract like-minded peoples. So then your business grows. You may be a corporate person who working for someone, or maybe an entrepreneur working for yourself, or you may be a homemaker. Doesn't matter, but keep yourself occupied and be productive, for you as well as for your economy. That's all.
that's some amazing words to hear. And we are going over time also. So let's just come to my favorite part and the last part. I might have called all the parts favorite because I enjoyed it really
Yes,
well.
I can see that.
Yeah. So one final thing, Shivi. So we know where Sri Lanka is heading to. I actually don't know where Sri Lanka is heading to, but yeah, we have different hardships and everything that's going on in the country. So
Yeah.
one final thing that you have to say for Sri Lanka and the youth of Sri Lanka. I mean, us and the rest of the people who are coming, emerging talents, the future of Sri Lanka. What do you have to say for that society? And something general with the tech that is going on and what's currently happening in Sri Lanka with the some one thing more to add on is people are going out of the country. I think half of my friends are already gone, and there's more planning to go. I am here, but yeah. So let's just
Okay.
talk about that as well.
Interesting question. So, my take on skill migration, brain drain, result of that, it's like this. I'm not in your shoe, nor you are in mine.
True.
So I have no idea what you are going through, and you have no idea what I am. So you do you simply, and I do me. Where migration's perspective, it's sad story. You can see we are losing a lot of intelligent minds.
Skillful talent.
Yeah, skillful talents. Gen Z's, not only Gen Z's, in their people, they're 35, 40s are
Yeah.
migrating. I would say, I mean, most of the people, they are doing it for their own kid, for their own children and their own responsibilities and stuff. I mean, I hear them. I mean, it's their choice. But for the people who are here, I would say there are just much as the people are searching opportunities. Obviously, they say grass is greener on the other side. Some say grass is greener where you water it. Again, we are not in anyone's shoes, so everyone has their own
Yeah.
story. So we don't have a take in that. From my perspective, if they are going abroad for actually a greener pasture and they find their way, it's super and it's there for them. But the people who are already in Sri Lanka want to try out and build the country and to grow with it, or sometimes they don't have a choice, they are here. I would say there are so many opportunities in Sri Lanka. First, we need to try them. Whether are we trying them enough is also a question. Where if this doesn't work, we sometimes have this mentality, we just shut down everything. No, nothing is working, I'm getting out. That is also there. So my request is try those options first. If it works, well and good. If it's not, yes, we can take your call. Keep your eyes open. There are so many. If you see these job hunting agencies, job hunters, the employment platforms, there are so many opportunities every single day coming up. And I would say youth in Sri Lanka needs to get into entrepreneurship, solopreneurship,
True.
much needed right now. It's much needed right now because that's one of the ways you can improve our economy as well, and that you're also working for yourself and try out new things. So and so many there are so many freelancing opportunities also there, like Upwork, Fiverr. There are so many global platforms out there. While you're working also, you can do so many things to handle yourself. You can do your passion. At least start saving, because that's something that we need as Sri Lankans. We need, because that's what going to help us in rainy days too. I know fixed deposit rates are low. Some people say no, that may be a stupid requirement right now. But if you have no idea about investments, if you read it out, you may find you may invest in lands, properties, so many things out there. So seek out advices, invest. Worst case scenario, save. That will not let you down.
Inspirational words. Before we wrap up, Shivi, I think most of the viewers might want to, as if we say corporate people might be watching, youngsters might be watching, if they want to reach you out or reach out the training lab, let's just give them how they can reach out, probably on LinkedIn.
So I'm reachable in all social medias, almost all. I'm in LinkedIn as well. It goes as Shivalatha Sivasundaram, as well as FB as well. In Insta, Shivberry, and my
And
I'm in
TikTok.
TikTok too. Yeah, TikTok too. So that's my personal and professional. I'm in the Training Lab Private Limited. So if any corporate training related requirements, specifically communications, relationship management, digital marketing, and life work balance management related items, and if you would like to partner your organization with, my social media site stands as the Training Lab Private Limited. It's in LinkedIn, FB, and Insta as well. So reach out to me. I would love to have discussions about the opportunities that we can do together.
Once again, thank you so much, Shivi, for accepting the invitation and being insightful and inspirational throughout the podcast. And I
My
hope
pleasure.
everyone watching the podcast will love it. And let's see, if I continue for season two, I might get back to you again, and then we
Of
can,
course.
continue it from from
Of
there
course. And
onwards.
it was my pleasure, Azal, and it's nice to talk my past experience and what I'm going through, and if we can inspire or even be informative to some who's watching, and to take it up forward, I'm really happy if that helps.
Thank you again, and all the viewers watching in. That was an episode with Shivalatha Sivasundaram, the founder of Training Labs. And stay tuned for more episodes. This is Tech Talk 360, unveiling one bite at a time. Thank you so much.